Hi, I'm Tony Levin. I'd like to share with you my King Crimson print collection. This print is titled King Crimson at the Royal Albert Hall, 2019. Very special picture, very special hall. The Royal Albert Hall has a unique significance to English concert goers, to rock bands, to concert players. It's really an iconic place and very special to have the opportunity to play there. And this was in the middle of our 50th anniversary tour for all of 2019. We covered a lot of continents. The high point was playing the Royal Albert Hall. For me, getting the picture was interesting because I had to plan ahead of time to have the right lens at the right time. In King Crimson, in these days, in the last 5 years, we don't allow photos to be taken during the shows, and that applies to me also because it wouldn't be fair if I'm taking photos and the audience can't. So after the last notes have been played, Robert announces before the show, when Tony picks up his camera, the audience may take pictures, and then it's a race for me to get my picture in, because once they see me pick up the camera and take a picture, the audience will start taking pictures of their own with their cell phones, and instead of getting people clapping, I'll get pictures of people holding up their cell phones and stopping clapping. So it's a race, and I had to have the right lens. I knew it was a very special opportunity to get this particular shot, and I'm very pleased with the way it came out. This tour, we were a 7-man band, as we are now, and the 2019 tour was unique in a number of ways, not only the 50th anniversary tour, but we didn't know what 2020 would bring and the end of touring for a year and a half. So it was the last of a few years of constantly touring every year. Taking a picture during a bow, it's a challenge and a good one to try to get the other 6 players in the same picture, which it calls for the right lens and the right time when they're all looking in the right direction, and hopefully the audience behaving and not holding their cell phones up too much. So I was very pleased with the way this picture came out. It was special to me and special to have a print available of the way it looked and the way the bow was at this iconic, very special venue, the Royal Albert Hall. Here's a print titled King Crimson, Faro, Portugal, 1982. As you can see, it's got Robert Fripp and Adrian Belew in the foreground heading onto stage. I believe we're in a velodrome, not the prettiest kind of place to find a backstage, but in this early picture of King Crimson after I joined it in 1981, we've got that energy and we're wearing suits and ready to go do it. In the distance, you see Bill Bruford on the right in his white suit jacket, and I think next to him is George Glossop, our sound engineer, who is going on stage with us. And it's a special picture. It commemorates a time that seems historic now. So many years later, this band did a lot of touring, the 4 of us, Adrian Belew, Bill Bruford, Robert Fripp, and myself, and I was taking pictures the whole way, and I've through the years gone through all of those pictures and found the ones that seem the most special to me, that capture the essence of the band and the flavor of being on the road, and so this is a special one to me. I like the way it's got the Belew head held back as he's laughing, probably telling a joke to Robert. We're joking with each other and having a great time as we go on stage, which is the way it was in those days with that band. Great fun, even though we were playing very serious music and challenging ourselves a great deal to keep up with the music that we were creating in 1982 when this was taken. On this tour in 1982, tour of Europe, we were playing a lot of velodromes. A velodrome is a bicycle racing venue, not the most lovely places backstage. We preferred to be in theaters or rock clubs, but we were booked into velodromes, and this was one of them in Faro, Portugal. And it's typical of the band that you put up with backstage, maybe a dressing room that's all concrete and looks a little bit like a jail cell, and you spend the afternoon practicing, and you put on your suit or your suit jacket and head on stage, and then you have the 2 hours that are the most precious hours of the day, and that's why you put up with all the other things, so that you can spend those 2 hours sharing your music with an audience that wants to hear you. There's a gritty character to it. That's partly because of where it is, everything concrete at these velodromes backstage. I think it's meant for bicycles to go into an arena and then race around it. It's a funny feeling being a rock band put in that situation. But like every tour, the rock band accepts the situation it's in and does its best to make the best music we can and share that music with our audience. Every print is signed and numbered and comes with a certificate of authenticity. These are archive quality prints that will last for generations.